Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our program. My name is Alan Lenczycki. I'm an attorney here in Libertyville, Illinois, locally in Lake County, Illinois. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the criminal side of my practice, having to do with something that's really great in Illinois called supervision. So, Illinois, I mean, love it or leave it. I mean, Illinois is a great place. I love this state. I'm from here. But I will tell you that Illinois has done a couple things wrong. Maybe that's a surprise to you guys with its government. Illinois does do one thing or a couple things fantastically well, and one thing it does fantastically well is supervision. Okay, supervision. I don't mean George Orwell. I don't mean surveillance. I don't mean anything like that. I mean supervision. It's a sentence that you can get on an Illinois case. Okay, it's a misdemeanor sentence that can be misdemeanor or petty offense sentence that can be applied to lots and lots and lots of first time offenders. Okay, it's a very powerful tool. And talk to a lawyer about what it is if you're charged with a misdemeanor case, all the way from speeding to aggravated speeding, driving while license suspended, DUI. Even if you're charged with something like a retail theft or a battery or I don't know, a criminal trespass or something, these are all offenses for which you can be sentenced to supervision if you have a plea bargain or you're found guilty of a trial at a trial. Okay. Supervision. So what is it? It's got a couple of different components. First, most important component is that supervision in Illinois does not result in a conviction on your record. Well, why is that important? It just is. At the end of your life, okay, if you go through life with a conviction versus if you don't have a conviction, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars of income and like success that you get over the course of your life by not having criminal convictions, particularly felonies. But any criminal conviction, think about this. You apply for a job at Walmart. They say, you ever been convicted of a crime? No. You can tell them no, and it's the truth. Because in Illinois, if you get supervision, it isn't a conviction on your record. Now, in let's say a traffic or DUI circumstance, supervision is even more important, I think. Okay, well, I don't know. It's tough to say if supervision on a retail theft is more important because if you take a criminal conviction for stealing, who wants to give you a job ever, right? Nobody. So anyway, but back to the vehicle code. If you get supervision, not only is it not a conviction on your record, but it's also not reported to the insurance company, which is huge. Okay, let's say you get an aggravated speeding ticket and it's an ugly ticket. You think Allstate's going to love you and make your rates just stay the same if you take a conviction for aggravated speeding? No, they'll make your rates go up or even drop you. Okay, so the avoidance of a conviction is a big advantage for Illinois court supervision. Talk to an attorney and see if your offense qualifies, see if your background qualifies. And let's talk about that for a second. Not only do certain offenses not qualify for supervision, like for example, domestic battery. Okay, let's say I'm in a bar and I punch a dude. Okay, that's not domestic battery, that's just battery. I can get supervision on that offense. But if I'm at my house and I punch my wife or something like that, then that's a domestic battery. I'm not eligible for court supervision. So if I plead guilty to or I am found guilty of that domestic violence offense, I have to take a conviction. There's a couple other offenses like that that are misdemeanors. For example, obstructing a police officer. So you lie to a cop about your ID. Oh, that's not me. That's whatever. I lie about my ID. I say I'm my brother. Well, in that circumstance, if I plead guilty or I'm found guilty of that offense, I can't get supervision. I must sustain a conviction. That sucks for the reasons I've explained. Um, okay, what happens when you're placed on court supervision? If you're placed on court supervision, you typically have to do stuff in exchange for the non conviction. So you may have to do classes, like I've seen traffic safety school for DUI type of cases or speeding tickets. You might have to do alcohol classes if it's a DUI. Okay, you may have to do drug classes, or they have a really nice one called Thinking for a Change, which is basically like it sounds like it is. They're saying, well, why don't you think twice before you commit criminal offenses next time, sir or madam? Okay. It's a class to try to make you think for a change. I don't know, it's aptly named, but they make you do a bunch of different types of classes based on what they assess your needs are if you're on court supervision. By doing the classes, by paying fines, by volunteering hours, okay? By they never give you jail for a supervision case. I'll tell you why. But for those different sorts of things that you must do, fines, donations, classes, volunteering hours, those are the penalties. And if you do them in the duration of your supervision, at the end of the supervision period, like for example, a year, the court dismisses your case. Okay, so like I said, that's why a few years later you can apply for a job and tell them the truth when they say, you ever been convicted of a crime? The answer is no, because I had court supervision. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the different things that can be happening to you while you're on supervision. One thing that can happen to you is jail. To take a jail sentence at the end of a case, you have to take a conviction. So if you get conditional discharge, you get probation, you get a straight conviction just because, that's when you can be served a jail sentence, or you can serve a jail sentence. But if you get supervision, you're not going to jail. You might be doing something like public service and classes, as I mentioned, but not jail time. If you got any questions, give me a call. I've been Alan Lenczycki.